Thank you for joining us for this second half hour of Local 3 News at 4. I'm Cindy Sexton. Newly re-elected Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly is in the studio. He's talking with us after several months of campaigning. He just won another 4 years in the municipal election on Tuesday. And David Carroll is standing by with him to talk about what he plans to do this final term. David.
Thank you very much, Cindy. I'll be honest with you, I thought you'd be on the beach somewhere. So the fact that
Probably should be.
the fact that you're back at work,
Yeah.
you know, the day after the election. What do you do now? I mean, you've got 4 years ahead of you. You can't run again.
Right.
You really don't have to worry, you know, about, you know, some people say, well, I've got to keep doing this because I want to keep winning.
Yeah.
You can, are you freed now at this beginning of a second term to put forth your agenda?
Well, I mean, look, I've never been a particularly cautious person politically because this is the only office I've ever wanted. Mm-hmm. But yes, I mean, it gives me a lot more latitude to pursue the more difficult things. Not that we haven't done some difficult things already, but yes, we will take on the hardest of the hard topics that we haven't already addressed. I mean, again, 4 years is not enough time to really, if I had lost, I would have felt like I'd, you know, finished half a house building it, right? So, I mean, this will allow us to finish the job.
And I'm like everybody else, I'm on social media more than I should be.
Yep.
And I saw so many little comments in the last few weeks about, well, you know, that Tim Kelly, when he was running for mayor, was out there patching potholes. Well, he didn't fill mine.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. A lot of potholes have been patched, but it's not over.
No, it's not over. I mean, inflation hit us hard. I mean, I over tripled the budget. We've spent $50 million in the last 4 years on potholes and paving. And again, we were spending $3 roughly when I came into office. We spent more in the last 4 years than the previous administration spent in 8 total. So, but we got a lot of catching up to do. Inflation raised paving costs 60 some odd %. So we've got a lot of catching up to do, but you know, we've been good fiscal stewards and we will budget additional money for potholes and paving, and we will get there. I would remind people just to call 311. If you call 311, they will be out to patch the pothole within 48 hours, within 24 usually.
I remember when the city government changed to its current format in the 1990s.
Yeah.
And I remember starting in 1993, which would be 32 years, 8 mayoral terms ago. Mm-hmm. The city election was set for March after the presidential election in November. So we're still doing that.
Yep.
Voter turnout this week was 17.7%.
Yeah.
Some of the city council races were not even contested,
Yeah.
so there wasn't really a huge impetus to get people out. Are we doing this wrong? Should we be combining the city election with another election to save money? Maybe more voters?
There are arguments to be made both ways. I personally like the elections in March because it allows us to focus the narrative on the local issues, which we couldn't do if we did them in November. And if we did them in November, they would be just completely swamped by the national narrative, and we would lose focus on local issues. And so the local issues, as I say all the time, matter a lot. If you think about what constitutes quality of life in Chattanooga or any other place, it really is good roads and good schools and good jobs and public safety and the things that are locally determined. And we would lose that in the narrative if it were in November. On the other hand, we would get better turnout, and we would get you know, obviously it would be cheaper because we'd have one election. So, you know, this is a narrative and a dialogue that we'll continue to have, but personally I'm for, you know, leaving them where they are.
I just think some of it may be election burnout after, you know, hotly contested national, state elections. But we'll see where that goes. And if you have an opinion one way or the other, speak up about it.
Certainly.
One of as I say, there were not many issues or names on the ballots, but one of them was the residency requirement for Chattanooga police and fire fighters. You got to win there.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, that was something that, you know, filling out police and fire academies and getting the best applicants throughout the region has been a challenge, particularly during COVID. And obviously, we're trying to keep up with pay rates as well. But you know, the county can hire wherever they want. The state can hire wherever they want. It really put us at a disadvantage because if you live in Ringgold or Rossville or anywhere in North Georgia or Northeast Alabama, a lot of the viewers watching this today probably live in those places. You can't currently work at the city of Chattanooga. You should be able to, and so now you can, and that will give us some more latitude and you know, allow us to make sure we're properly staffed for public safety.
Very important. And finally, people have been telling me the last couple of months, David, just avoid Fraser Avenue.
Yeah.
It's a mess. They haven't finished it yet. Whoever designed this, I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah.
I know you're hearing some flack too.
Yep.
Is that situation going to get better?
It has already gotten better because when they initially did the markings, and this is not a great thing, they didn't time the lights to anticipate the restrictions in the lanes. And so I noticed that driving it and was not happy about it, and called up and dove into it with my team and accelerated that process to get that fixed. And I think if you drive it today, you'll find it's much, much better. And we'll continue to refine it. And if it doesn't work, we'll tweak it until it does work. But I've driven it every day since then, and it is much better. Again, it is slower than it was. It's supposed to be slower than it was. And yes, it's a little strange parking where you now park, but again, it takes a little getting used to, but we've also gotten a tremendous amount of positive feedback.
All right, Mayor Tim Kelly. He has 4 more years left, so if you have any thoughts, ideas, compliments, complaints, catch him while you can.
You know where to find me. Yeah.
He's easy to find. He came here today, and we appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.